Hello and welcome to this video. Today's video shouldn't be here. Okay. It is not an easy task. GitHub is free and open source. GitHub has managed to convince free and open source developers that GitHub is the best and even the only place for fast development according to the Software Freedom Conservancy. I will link this in the description. Giving up a greater service that has useful features is perennially difficult. And we know that the the SFC knows, and also I know, that a lot of fast developers rely on GitHub every day, including me. It is difficult to get rid of it. It will be even harder than giving up Facebook for most developers. So why should you give up GitHub? Well, the main reason is GitHub Copilot, a for-profit product made by Microsoft's subsidiary. And that one uses artificial intelligence techniques to automatically generate code interactively for developers. But the problem is that this AI model was, even according to GitHub's own statements, was trained we can look here, and yes, they are even confirming this, exclusively the projects that were hosted on GitHub, including many that were licensed under copyleft licenses, like the General Public License, or short GPL. Most of these projects are not in the public domain, they are licensed under false licenses. And they have requirements including proper author attribution, and in the case of copyleft, they sometimes require that works based on and/or that incorporate the software be licensed under the same copyleft license as a prior work. Microsoft and GitHub have been ignoring these license requirements now. In addition to the legal issues, the ethical implications of GitHub's choice to use copyleft code in the service of creating proprietary software grave. Meaning, how should I explain? All for those who don't know the word grave, there are both legal and ethical issues with that. While GitHub pretends to be pro-fast like SourceForge before them, the entire hosting site is itself proprietary. And also, GitHub is wholly owned by Microsoft, a company whose executives have historically repeatedly attacked copyleft licensing, according to the SFC. And also, GitHub has attacked the copyleft and the GPL a few times, according to them. And yes, we all rely on GitHub, but we have to change it on the long term. And yeah, we are urging you to, if you are making the decisions within your community and or employer, you should use your power to send the community efforts to fast platforms rather than GitHub. Of course, you can add, if you don't feel that you or your project can yet leave GitHub, you can also raise awareness with if you're ready to leave, you can also use another template. And also, I'm affected by this. So, the alternatives are Coburg and SourceHut, as well as Gitty and GitLab. You can and now there are ways to help even before you can give up GitHub. As I said, you can add this section to the readme.md of your thing, your repository, and you can respectfully and kindly ask before I contribute to our project on GitHub. They could provide alternative means to contribute other than using GitHub. Explain to the employer the dangers of relying on GitHub's proprietary vendor login products, and join the and you can also join the GitHub mailing list and start threads about the difficulties leaving GitHub. This will help explore solutions and to this page. And also mainly affected in my case are Bombquest and MUGUI, which are both licensed under GPL. And I've also included this in both readme.mds, that this project is, and it reads as follows: we're using GitHub under protest, meaning we're not doing this. This project is currently hosted on GitHub. This is not idea. GitHub is a proprietary trade secret system that is not free and open source software. We are deeply concerned about using a proprietary system like GitHub to develop our fast project. We have an open issue where the project contributors are actively discussing how we can move away from GitHub in the long term. We urge you to read or give up GitHub campaign from the Software Freedom Conservancy to understand some of the reasons why GitHub is not a good place to host fast projects. And that's what I added myself. If you want to contribute but all you left GitHub, you can contact me on Discord so we can find a solution together. Any use of this project's code by GitHub Copilot, past or present, is done without my permission. Neither I nor Casey Dream, who contributed to Bombquest, consent to GitHub's use of this project's code in Copilot. And I even made an issue on both repositories stating that both the Software Freedom Conservancy and the Free Software Foundation are urging open source developers to ditch GitHub in favor of something else. On MUGUI, the same text, and this picture tells what GitHub tries to do. And the same issue here. First, I will only migrate these two to other services. I will consider these alternatives, but until then, in order to stop the GitHub Copilot from stealing the copyleft code that is current, both Bombquest and MUGUI are discontinued until I found an alternative. The MUGUI documentation, however, is licensed under the BSD3 clause, which is not a copyleft license, and is therefore safe to host for now. However, even this will change in the near future. The other repositories that are still online will stay on GitHub for now, as I know it is not good to rely on something that steals code, but I also do not tolerate. I also can't just suddenly ditch a service that is working like it should. I can't take this. I've got my concerns, and now I don't really like this, but that's we have an issue. Yeah, that. So the first part of the anti-GitHub campaign is already done on these two repositories. The second part is to actually begin the migration process. But until then, I can no longer do this. But I hope to get this code migrated to other services. If you want to look for more information, I will link off this stuff in the description, so you can check yourself what I mean. Let's just say goodbye, and I'll see you in the next video.